Phone just got the beep. Let's see, guys, is live.
Whoa. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's live, coming to you live on Wednesday night at Sea Gods, and the new board that we are really excited to release and tell you what shape. I think if you followed us on the socials, you know what artist made this amazing piece. But first, Ryan's going to say some technical stuff about the broadcast.
That's actually really funny because before we started, Manny's like, let's not do the technical stuff time today. And I said, well, you start then.
Respect.
And here we are.
You know it.
Here we are. So we are live on stage 10. We have a interactive player on our website, seagods.ca/live-shopping. If you're watching from Facebook Live or YouTube or Instagram or anything like that, you are going to get a better experience if you come to our interactive player.
Come on over to
Follow
shop.
us on the shop app where it's live right now, or go to our interactive player on our website, seagods.ca/live-shopping. And then you'll get the whole thing, the whole experience where you can shop right in the app. There's a little shopping button right at the bottom if you're on mobile, and you can check out the products that we're featuring today.
Which I'm really excited. We spent all day making this product come live for you. It's a first day that you can pre-order this board. This is the art for the board, and the shape is the Skyla, which has become a huge favorite shape. It's a cross between a touring and an all-around stable board. So it is super duper playful and really easy to maneuver. I say the word maneuverable a lot. If you know a better word for maneuverable, easy to turn.
That's what it is. It's playful. It's not. It's a mix between the Diatom and the Carta Marina. So the Carta Marina is our touring board. The Diatom is our wider all-around board. All-around shapes, they just typically are a little bit more maneuverable because they're not as long. They have a round tail, so it's easier to get the front out of the water. It's easier to turn on the waves, stuff like that. We don't surf a lot with our inflatables, but sometimes we do. Yep. And it is nice to have a little bit of extra maneuverability when you're doing that. The Skyla. The Skyla is 33 inches wide and it's 11 feet long. So it's a little shorter than a touring board and a little wider than a typical touring board, but you get some of that efficiency, but you also get the all-around stability and the all-around maneuverability because it's only 11 feet long. So
people can play with their footwork on it and still feel really stable and have that confidence that maybe they don't on a 32-inch board, which is still really great even for brand new beginners.
Yeah.
But if you're starting to move your feet around a lot, maybe you want that step up. And this one is really quick to pick up speed. So if you have that playful nature and a little bit of aggressive style with your paddling, then the Skyla is going to be a really good board for you.
Yeah, it honestly is really fun. It's the board I typically take when I go fishing, if I want to fish from my board. It's also the board that I'll take camping or hiking, stuff like that. Because I like to be a little bit more efficient, the Carta Marina is just a little bit heavier. So if I'm going to be taking it places where I have to carry it, the Skyla I prefer. It's honestly, it's become our most popular board, which surprised us. The Diatom was our best seller for 3 years straight.
Yeah.
But towards the end of summer, the Skyla sort of took that crown. And now we are bringing some amazing new artwork.
Yeah, we were like, we need an amazing new fresh piece for this super popular board shape, and enter
this thing here.
This amazing
painting
piece
in the Sea Gods office.
I was so excited. If you didn't catch that, if you didn't follow us on socials, this amazing piece of art is done by Drew Brophy out of San Clemente, which is in California. He is right out there all the time. You can see him catching barrels and making skateboards and surfboards. And when I reached out to him, I got gated hard by his lovely wife, who is like, we're not doing commissions anymore, but let me just check. And I pitched my idea and I was like, this board is called the Skyla. It's really playful. This is the feel people are going to have. And I was like, maybe we could do like a sexy Ursula, but instead of like tentacles, she's got like snakes. And they were like, oh yeah, we're
Hydra
in.
heads.
We're in. So check it out. Do you have the thing? Because I want everyone to get like a really good view of this piece of art.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Can we do it? Annabelle is behind the camera over here. Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah,
there it is. You've got to
Here's
see the detail of this piece. Now, Drew says that it's his job to make things look cool. And we're the people who make the thing that needs to look cool. So like honestly, match made in heaven with this, the detail that he took 3 full-time weeks to do this piece, like painstakingly by hand. I'm trying to pick like my favorite part of it, and I think it's this bottom snake head with its like pink eyes. And if you see like the detail, he's done this by hand on the canvas, every little like stroke. Get in on the teeth. I love these teeth. Right there. He's even got like the lines on the teeth to give that depth and detail in their eyes.
Many people are staring at my butt. I think my butt's picture in picture.
Oh, is it? there. You got some quality control here. Anyways, this piece. Now, on your board, on your new Skyla that you're going to pre-order, you're not going to see so much of these, like, what do you call these skull style? It's like they're dripping, like they're in the water for a long time. Like, I just feel like this is what would actually be down there. This is only on our art that we get to hang on the wall in here. And it's going to be mostly out of it. So you're going to have this gorgeous,
well, they can look for themselves.
Sexy
the picture
Ursula. Oh, yeah.
The picture of the board's on the website.
Oh, it is. You can see
just
it all.
look at it.
Yeah.
Dirt.
Okay. Well, let's switch over because I want you, first I want to tell you what a pre-order is. And then I want to tell you about this other super exciting thing that I've been working on with the pre-order.
So the way the pre-order works is every year for the last 3 years, when we start a production run with new artwork, it sells out by January before we can even ship them. And so that's when we started doing pre-orders. That was 3 years ago. And so we released the pre-orders a little bit early. We released them at a better price. Thank you for your patience for those who are into the pre-orders, but it guarantees you'll get your board for the summer. Typically, our second production run doesn't arrive until sometime in the spring. So if you pre-order now, you'll get your board somewhere in February, end of January. And but we don't really rush. So it's a little bit up in the air. Typically, we're plus or minus 2 weeks or something like that, I think. But we keep you up to date. You go on our email list for pre-orders. And in this case, you save 25% off the price that we'll sell it for. You get to pre-order 25 at checkout when you have this board. And if you want like some more fine detail about how our pre-order works, if you go to our website, there's a page called New Releases. It's in the main menu, seagods.ca, New Releases. Check it out. It has our pre-order boards, plus there's a little button you can click to read our blog about how pre-orders work. So just check that out. And if you have any more questions, you can ask them every Wednesday to us live, and we'll answer them for you.
Or honestly,
you can shoot us
call.
an email.
Just call, email. We've got the chat. Like, we just want to really be here whenever you have any question or comment. Please, any questions or comments, you can type them in, and Annabelle will give us a heads up, because we really love just chatting right with you. But
I'll talk for 30 minutes straight.
Yeah, no.
Nobody wants to hear my voice for 30 minutes straight.
Okay, I want to tell you this other really exciting thing that I've been working on, and I want to give it to you first. If you pre-order your Skyla in this broadcast, I'm going to let you also be the first one to have my new bags, because, I don't love big, heavy PVC dry bags, and I want something that's nice and stylish. And
you don't really need PVC dry bags. Most folks don't actually need a PVC dry bag, and that's the truth, unless you're doing overnights and some chop and stuff like that, where it's imperative that everything stays perfectly dry. But
hold on, I just want to first say why is this white and boring? I've gone through 2 rounds so far of my samples to make sure they're like perfect. And these are just for the shape.
Prototypes.
Prototypes is the word of a duffel that you can take with you. Like if you're overnighting, if you're on your board going super duper far, and you want to bring like the picnic stuff and like a set of dry clothes just in case you go for a swim. The duffel. And we've got a roll top backpack. And they're so light. And then
oh my
round
gosh,
2.
what makes them so light? Mandy, what are they made out of?
I'm glad you asked, Ryan. These are made of Tyvek, which means the material is so smooth and it's really like soft and lightweight, super durable. I've been like dragging these around and giving them to my kids for track practice to test out. And this is round 2. And round 3 is coming, and we're going to do the big order, and you're going to be the first to try out the new Dry Enough bags. I love them. I've been carrying around my laptop in the rain because we're in White Rock, so we're already in rainy season. And so if I'm walking around and it's a downpour, my stuff is totally good in here, guys.
They're actually really great too for if you're traveling and you have like wet clothes. You know,
Yes.
You're like at the end of your Mexican vacation or whatever, and you have like the stuff that just doesn't dry for whatever reason, and like you put it in your suitcase with all your other, the little craps you buy at that sells the stuff. Throw it in here on your way home. It won't make the rest of your luggage stinky, and it'll keep everything else dry. So they're like really great for traveling as well as, strapping to your board and keeping your stuff dry. So.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Annabelle. This is Annabelle's favorite feature because she travels like so much. It's got the little strap here. So if you're still using like the rolly little suitcase, you just stick that over it and roll around. But I always pack in my board bag. And then someone always buys my board when we go on vacation. And I end up on the way home being like, I sold the bag that I packed in. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do now? But anyways, that is my gift to you with your pre-order of the new Skyla.
In this broadcast.
Yes.
How does that work? Well, if you're watching this broadcast from an interactive player, on mobile, little shopping cart down below, click on that. You'll see the product we're featuring, which is the Drew Brophy Skyla.
Yes, the Drew Brophy edition.
Which
and also, I want to show, while you're talking, can Annabelle bring up like the actual product? Because we didn't show the top yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's pull that up there. Those are rendering. We'll have product photography in December, which just means we'll be that much closer to the pre-order being done. So
That's a question from Maria. She said, what's the dimensions of the board?
Hey, Maria, great question. The dimensions are 11 feet by 33 inches. So 33 inches is like, it's not our very most stable like yoga board, but it is stable that you can play around with your feet and bring your big dog. And 11 feet makes it really good for tracking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did it better this morning. We totally forgot about the dimensions. Thanks for that question. We get ahead of ourselves sometimes.
I know, I'm just excited. Okay, So we've got the top up. So Avi, the bottom is super loud with so much going on.
There's a picture-in-picture thing going on there.
Yeah. We could not compete with what Drew created for the bottom. So on the top, we went a
little bit simpler.
Chill.
Yeah, a little bit simpler. Actually, we took some cues from the very first composite board we ever made years and years ago.
Yeah.
For the pad, but you have the portage handles. You got the carry handles. The handle positions up front are actually great if you are doing some longer distance stuff, maybe with a group and you have a board with a lot of gear on it. Yeah. Those up front carry handles mixed with the portage handles makes it so 4 people can carry out a really loaded board, which is a pretty sweet feature. Tie downs up front and at the back. The carry handles that are kind of at the front there on the sides, those can come off. They're Velcro if you feel that you don't need them. And tons of deck space to move around on, room for your dog, kids.
My favorite feature on it, though, I am over the moon excited to work on this with Drew Brophy. If I didn't mention, I super duper love. I got a piece of I don't know. Like, he made me this little picture when the painting came, and I was just like, oh my God, Drew Brophy! Like, I'm a super fan. And so on the top of the board, that white splotch that you see is his logo. So having that collaboration with his logo and our logo is just like, it makes this board super duper cool.
And the art.
And
the art is amazing.
Yes.
So I think we didn't mention it specifically, but this is the original painting behind us that you see here. It's 8 feet tall and 2 feet wide. So like way taller than both of us. But one of the cool things about Sea Gods, for those of you that maybe don't know or are new to checking out our boards, this is our dog. But we commission artwork from independent artists for all of the boards that we make. So every board that we make is like a limited edition print from an original art piece that we commission. And if you were to come visit us in White Rock, you would see in our shop is just loaded with original paintings now at this point, because we've been doing this for 6 years. And then we were super stoked to be able to add this piece by Drew Brophy in here. In fact, we have a dog gate that goes around it because it's so tall that we don't want anyone to touch it by accident.
Like, no snoot prints allowed, please, Pearl.
Yeah, so this
Go
is like, it's like the Mona Lisa. It only comes out like every now and then, but otherwise it sits behind a gate so that no one touches it by accident.
Hey, Ryan, what's different about the Skyla this year besides the art?
Oh, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. One of the very cool differences that is new this year is our 2-piece fin box. So the Skyla will feature this, and this is an Air 7 fin box. We've always used Air 7. They're kind of like the gold standard for inflatable paddleboard fin boxes. And this is a new product by Air 7, which is a 2-piece fin box. And the reason why a 2-piece fin box can be handy is because if you don't get your fold perfect when you're putting your board away, sometimes you end up on the fin box and it just doesn't bend.
You got to give it one more shot.
Yeah, and so the 2-piece, so this is the fin that it comes with. This is the touring fin that comes with the Skyla, but it's always hard to get out when it's not attached to a board.
Yeah, it's got to be on the board to look easy. But honestly, like, question number one we've been getting is like, is it going to be black? No, it's going to be our signature green.
It's going to be green, but if you just imagine this, and I'll come a little bit closer. So if you're folding your board up, it's 2 pieces, so it's still going to hold your fin just as good because the brass rail at the front and the Kamano click system sits in the back. But then it will bend. So if you are not, if you have a roll in your board that's not perfect, you don't have to worry about it. This will bend around it. It'll make it easier to pack up your board, more comfortable to carry if you're hiking with it. Whole bunch of good benefits.
What else is new and easier this year?
And the pump that it comes with. So the Skyla is going to come with a little bit different pump. Is this bad boy right here? This is the Bravo Double Max. So Bravo is an Italian brand that makes really terrific pumps. We've been using their valves on our boards since we started. And they came out with this 2-chamber 3-stage pump. So our CX boards have a 2-chamber 3-stage pump. The biggest difference is this one has 2 different sized chambers. And so when you're switching through the stages, as you get higher pressure and it gets a little bit more difficult to inflate, you finish with only the smaller chamber, which is like 30% less surface area than the bigger chamber. So when you're at the higher pressures, it's just way easier. Yeah. It is way easier.
So for Ryan, he's like a monster. He can like do any of this physical stuff easier than me. On the HP5, which comes with our CX boards, and on the HP2, which comes with the ULF boards, when I'm at the higher pressure, I've got to lock my elbows and bend my knees to get it up there. And on this one, I can still just use my upper body, which is like not huge pipes anymore. So this is a huge benefit to people who are like petite and don't want to use the electric pump. So.
Yeah, it took me 3 minutes, 27 seconds to get a board up to 16 PSI. So,
you're crazy.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
We call it 4-minute fitness.
I
call it 4-minute fitness. whenever I'm giving people a hard time about pumping up boards. Like, well, you just need to get in 4-minute fitness.
Okay, so if you're just joining us, we are talking about the new artwork on the new Skyla, the Drew Brophy edition, which I'm just like so excited to have this artwork. How would you describe this artwork?
Well, it's definitely one of the most detailed pieces we've ever had, and there's a lot of action going on here. It's really hard to like. You see it, I think, on the screen doesn't do it justice because
you've got to like zoom in and imagine it 11 feet on your wall.
Yeah, and you forget that it's a painting.
Yeah,
because it's got the detail of like a really high-end comic or something like that. But what we were going for with this piece is, if you can imagine, Ursula, except instead of tentacles, like kind of like a Hydra heads and that kind of stuff. That was like our
a real Skyla.
Yeah, that was our high-level idea, and then we gave that to Drew, and he just knocked it out of the park.
Completely. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, just like so true to his style and his portfolio of, really this board is so playful. We always think about what experience are you going to have on the board, and then we think about the artwork to match it. And this board is playful, and it's like, I wanted like surf culture and skate culture mixed in with some subculture, and like, bam, I think that's exactly what we got with this sick piece.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
It's friggin' dope.
So it's on pre-order starting today. Today is the first day. You've got first dibs to get your Skyla ordered for 2024. The way it works is you're going to save 25% off of the price. Is $14.49. With a 25% pre-order coupon, you're going to get, I hate the word coupon. I don't know. People ask us for a coupon. Yeah, promo code. So it's $1,087.
Save on foods. Coupon.
So silly. Okay, so you're going to get a big savings because you're going to have to wait a little bit. If you change your mind, no problem. Before it ships to you, 100% refund. But what you're going to do is make sure that when our first run comes in, your board has your name on it, and it's not like, we always sell out of the first run. And then people who didn't do the pre-order are waiting until the next run, which is probably going to be like March, April. You're going to miss out on a little bit of like the spring fever. So the pre-order just prevents like my phone blowing up and my warehouse staff going crazy on the day that they arrive. And it just like helps you to feel like, okay, there's no rush. I didn't miss anything. I can get stoked and tell everyone that like I've got the new Skyla Drew Brophy edition on the way. So
yeah.
And
if you don't want to paddle it, you can always hang it on your wall.
Totally. So many people do. And if you order in this broadcast, I'm going to give you my first demo. This is my second demo of the new Dry Enough bags. They're made out of Tyvek dry bags that are going to be arriving, I think, in time for Christmas, you guys. So when you order in this broadcast, you're going to be the first one to have this too. And I'm pretty stoked on.
They're pretty sweet.
On all of it,
yep.
Really.
We'll be bringing these to Baja.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Like anytime you go to the beach and there's like the wet sand, you put your bag down, it's just going to soak up all the water in that wet sand. And I hate hiking all the way up to the dry area above the tide line. So I pack in like a dry bag, and then you can be right at the shore and leave your stuff and come back. And it's,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't got the intertidal zones, though. We don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, it depends where you live. You know, lake life, they're really good for boating too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else is going on? We got a little bit of time. We didn't talk about Black Friday at all.
Oh, we didn't? No. Oh, BFCM's still on, you guys. So, if you don't want to wait, we got some deals right now.
Yeah. So Black Friday deals. Check them out on our website. Honestly, it's the best place to go. If both of our sites, seagodsup.com or seagods.ca, there's a Black Friday deals drop-down menu that's got all the deals there.
It's 35% off all boards in stock.
Yep.
But not this one.
Yep. We also got the Fleet, which is a 2-board dock combo for like a stupid good price.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
everything that we use like all summer.
Yeah.
It's got the dock, the pump, the accessories, everything. So if you were like, I'm overwhelmed with choice, all you have
Get
to
them all.
do is get the fleet.
like Pokemon.
Yeah, gotta catch them all. You get the
Yeah.
fleet, and then you just pick any 2 boards. Like, I can help you out. I can tell you like the most popular ones, Skyla and Diatom. Boom, there's your package, and you're set. You
Mhm.
know, like you've got everything you need for a great day in the summer, the spring. People are leaving these docks out like so that they're not lugging the heavy wooden ones up and down. So if you need some cottage
Lugging the heavy
solution,
wooden ones up and down.
yeah, people are like, you have to take your heavy wooden dock out of the water.
You don't have to.
This is the emails that I was like back and forth on yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We do have a question online.
Sure.
thank God.
Is the new Skyla still going to be a CX?
Yes, thank you so much. Is a new Skyla still a CX?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you betcha.
What is CX?
CX is our lightest weight, most rigid, inflatable technology that we use. And so
Yeah.
the difference between CX and like our ULF boards,
ULF is ultralight fusion. It's the way the PVC and the drop stitch
Had to
strings
take it.
inside are
Just had
like
to take it.
laminated.
yeah, ULF ultralight fusion is how we make the top and bottom layers.
Yeah.
So it's fusing the PVC to the drop stitch itself without the use of adhesives, which saves a ton of weight. And it makes the drop stitch and the PVC like one piece so
Yeah.
that you eliminate the ability for it to even fail, like the PVC itself. You see some boards, there's some funny TikToks out there, the one where the guy's board just
Oh,
starts
no.
a
It's
big bubble.
heartbreaking. We
So-
don't delaminate, you guys. Our boards are fused and like we have the lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
That's because we put so much into the technology to build the boards we build.
Yeah, so that's what ultralight fusion is, the lamination process. Our ULF boards, which use ultralight fusion, have drop stitch that's linear. It goes up and down. It's woven linear drop stitch, which is lightweight and rigid. However, the CX also uses the same fusion technology for the top and bottom layers, but the drop stitch crisscrosses like this.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever been in like an open steel frame building, you see the steel cables going like that. That is what creates the rigidity in the building and in our boards. And so you get a lot more lateral rigidity in the board and a lot less material. So it's lighter, it's more rigid. It's sick. It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
Another question online from Maria. She says, how much does the board weigh?
Hey Maria. I hope this is Maria.
It's
That would be so
19
cool.
and a half pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
19.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
You can
it's Maria Brophy who's like, oh, she's so cool and so nice.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in and like being here to like check out
Definitely.
the reveal.
definitely hikeable.
Yes.
She says, hi, yes, that's me.
Yay! Like
Yeah.
starstruck.
19 and a half pounds. The furthest we've ever hiked with them. I actually hiked with one of our older boards before we came out with ultralight fusion 10 kilometers. It was a 20-kilometer day. That was
Mhm.
tough. But with the CX boards, we went, it was like a paddle. It was like a 4-kilometer boulder field.
Oh yeah.
That also
Yeah,
sucked,
Ryan and his friend,
by the
not
way.
me with my foot problem.
But it was dope. Yeah.
But I can even carry a CX board, no problem. After my foot surgery, like I can hike this one. 19 and a half pounds is what you would see in like a single layer board. So don't be like confused when you say it. There's tons of like lightweight boards, but
There's not
the
tons
budget
of
ones aren't rigid.
There's not tons of lightweight boards out there with a picture of a 20-ton excavator on it, which if you go to our customer service page or I think maybe our contact us page, I can't remember what page it is, but it's out there. We drove over it actually in Infinite Mantra with an excavator when our neighbor was digging his new basement. And then we paddled it. So
Yeah.
there you
Cleaned
go.
it up, tried out the cleaning products, and then took her for a rip.
Yeah. So,
Still good.
Yeah, they're sweet. We made a bunch of videos driving them over with trucks and stuff like that. So they're super lightweight, but they're also super duper strong, super rigid.
Yeah.
You get the best of all the worlds.
Not everyone is driving over boards with the excavators, but we did the YMCA Kids Camp year after year where we provide boards so that the kids can go paddleboarding in the ocean. And those kids do more damage than an excavator. And like hence the flex fin. So there's no more broken fin boxes, and like our camera mounts are built right in. And I can tell you that our boards live up to the warranty.
Yeah, because kids destroy everything,
Oh
or
my
at least
gosh.
they certainly try.
Yeah, the other FAQ we get, like people want to take their dog, and the Skyla is like the perfect board for your dog because maybe you still want that aggressive feeling, like get that quick pickup, but your dog is going to pace around and like jump off after a stick and you don't want to go for a swim. So at 33 inches wide, the Skyla is the perfect one. And people are wondering, are my dog's nails going to scratch up the pad or scratch up the top deck? Like, is it safe?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. We
Yeah.
take our dog everywhere.
And our kids.
And our kids. Yeah, we typically bring them with us as well.
Yeah, totally. So, you know, this is a painting, which we won't let anyone like put their wet dog schnoot on, but the boards are super durable and is not gonna flake off, right?
Yeah.
Like it's UV printed on there, and a very limited run of the Drew Brophy edition. FYI, we're doing a small run, and once our art is done, it's done.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna like pull things out of the vault. Like it's onward and forward. So
super limited prints.
Yeah.
They're very limited, just like all of our boards are.
Yeah.
So yeah, take advantage now. But I think we're just about out of time.
Amazing.
About out of time.
Any other questions, you guys? No. Sweet.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. These are always super duper fun. I love to answer all the questions that we get. If you are following us, you might already know that we're heading to Baja for a couple months, and we're going to be bringing sort of the Sea Gods live roadshow with us.
The Baja experience to you.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see you down there. If you're like on the Baja Trail too, and you see our van, come out for a rip.
Yeah. So make sure you please follow us on the shop app. It's the little QR code that you'll see if you go to our live shopping page on seagods.ca. And then if you follow us, you can get notifications of when we go live. There's a little turn your reminders on there. So that is helpful for you to watch us give away sweet, cool deals every Wednesday. But also it's really fun for us to connect with everybody and talk paddleboarding, answer questions. That's the funnest part for us. But especially December, January, we're driving our van, which isn't a camper, by the way. It is a regular Sprinter van that we built a wooden bend frame in, and we bring the kids with us and the boards, and we drive from White Rock all the way down to La Paz is where we're heading this year. We'll probably head down a little bit further to Cabo Palmo if we have time, because it's really nice down there. But we're going to be stopping at a whole bunch of beaches and camping along the way, eating bologna sandwiches, and bringing all of the action live on Wednesdays to everyone. Thank you,
man.
Starlink Internet.
Yes, and thank you for joining us here tonight, live in White Rock. It was Sea Gods.
White Rock.
Stay safe, you guys, and happy paddling.